I understand that the people who come across my Richard story might wonder why I've written about something so dark, so I thought I'd explain that a little more in this video. These days, there's a lot of acceptance and awareness around mental health, but I feel as though there's more focus on conditions such as anxiety and depression, and the people who are doing weird shit because of their mental illness aren't getting much representation, possibly because it's uncomfortable to talk about. OCD is an unusual disorder that can be very uncomfortable to talk about. Like Richard in the story, I did a lot of very strange things when I was struggling with OCD. Even at such a young age, I understood that my obsessions and compulsions didn't make any sense, and that prevented me from being honest with the people who were treating me because I was embarrassed. Most people who have OCD understand that their compulsions don't make any sense, but it's very hard not to give in to. Like Richard, I also tried to drink cleaning products as a child. I know it's difficult to imagine someone so young intentionally trying to harm themselves in that way, but that's the reality of how dangerous it can get, even for kids. In terms of Richard's trauma, I chose to put that in the story because I find it deeply disturbing how many families turn a blind eye to abuse between family members or just refuse to believe it because that's more convenient than actually having to deal with it. You'll notice in the story that Richard's parents do seem to really care about him, yet they still failed to protect him or respond appropriately to his traumatic event. The support that people receive after a traumatic experience can have a significant effect on their recovery. When I was 19, I had a brief friendship with a woman in her 30s. The day before she ended her life, she came over and told me about when she was 14 years old and her older cousin had got her drunk so that he could assault her. When she told her parents about what happened, they got angry at her for talking about it and told her to never mention it again. She had to continue seeing this person at family events and was ostracized from her family and community when she started to self-harm and abuse substances to cope with the trauma. Unfortunately, these kind of responses happen much more frequently than anyone would like to think. Although Richard's story is fictional, I feel it sheds some light on real-life suffering and situations that are too gritty and confronting for people to think about, even those directly involved.